Hello and welcome to another CSEC economics lesson. Today we're looking at consequences of market failure and we're gonna get right into it. So some of the consequences of market failure which are outlined in your syllabus are appearing on my screen. We are looking at retrenchment, unemployment, economic depression, a rise in the levels of poverty, a decline in provisions for societal welfare, and also micro consequences. But first things first, do you even remember what the term market failure means from your last lesson? Now, market failure refers to a failure of private decisions in the marketplace to achieve an efficient allocation of scarce resources. So there is some inefficiency in how resources are allocated to produce goods and services. Usually we have an overproduction or underproduction, and by now I'm sure you are familiar with the terms negative and positive externalities. So one of the consequences include retrenchment. Typically, when you hear retrenchment, it refers to some sort of cost-saving mechanisms. Now, firms sometimes they decide to save or cut costs by reducing the number of persons they have employed. So if persons are let go from their jobs because of retrenchment, it's not due to something they have done, but it's just a way for firms to cut back and save some money. You can understand that if there is a market that's failing, or if there is market failure for different reasons, then it would result in firms, leaving a market. Maybe there was overproduction, and as a result, they faced additional taxes, and so they decided that, okay, we can't deal with this high cost of production. Let's cut back some of our workers, and so this happens. Now, because the taxes I mentioned earlier would put a strain on businesses and they want to continue producing, but they can't afford labor, that's why they would decide to cut employees first. Maybe they're thinking the employees that are left back will be able to produce enough for the business to stay afloat. Now, it's important to keep retrenchment in mind as we look at this next consequence of market failure, which is unemployment. And if you have heard this term before, you should have heard that, unemployment refers to when persons are not engaged in jobs and they are actively seeking work. Those persons who are not employed, but they are not seeking work, they are not considered to be unemployed. Looks like I went a bit ahead. Let's go back. Great. So if market failure creates a situation where there is the underproduction of goods within a society, it means that there are some persons who could be employed, but there are perhaps missing markets, and so they are not able to find jobs because the economy is not producing at the level that it could. If there's unemployment based on underproduction or as a result of retrenchment, then it's also possible that the economy could also go into a depression. A depression, some sources would say it's like a prolonged recession. It has a similar impact on the economy, but it tends to go on for years. You would recall the Great Depression in the US, or maybe you're not knowledgeable of that. So I'd encourage you to do a little bit of research about the Great Depression. Now, when you have a depression, it means there's also a downturn in economic activity. Businesses are cutting back, they're laying off workers, they're producing less. And again, if market failure can lead to retrenchment and unemployment, then it's just a matter of time. If there isn't some intervention, then depression could be the next thing that happens in this economy. It's also important to remember that when you do have a depression, there are resources in the economy that are idle. So these resources are not being used. The production is less than the maximum potential production, and so the economy is operating at a point within its production possibilities curve. Let's look at another consequence of market failure, and this is poverty. Now, how could market failure lead to poverty? Now, if you think about it, market failure, we said earlier, could result in retrenchment, unemployment, depression. If persons are not employed, if they lost their jobs, or they're just not able to get a job, it means they're not able to get income, or they would have lost their opportunity that they had before that would have allowed them to gain an income. What does income have to do with poverty? Let us look at this explanation. Now, poverty refers to the state of basically being unable to meet your basic needs. That's poverty. If persons are unemployed and they don't have an income, then this could mean that they are unable to meet their financial obligations that are associated with their basic needs. And so market failure could also give rise to poverty. It could also result in a decline in the provisions for societal welfare. And we know that there are social services in an economy that are catered to, that are financed by the government. And the government is able to pay for these social services based on the income generated from tax. And taxes generated when persons are employed, they'll either contribute to direct or indirect taxes, which will be used for the development of an economy. Now, if we have a depression, unemployment, retrenchment, then it means that the government is in a position where they are collecting less income in the form of taxes, and so they are not able to adequately provide for the social services of that economy. So we can therefore see the direct link between market failure and the impact that it has on societal welfare. And also, just to point out that since the government caters for these public and merit goods, it also means that if they are unable to provide it, or if they have lack of resources to subsidize the production by private firms, then citizens would be without certain social services. There might be an inefficient or unreliable educational system or health systems. And so we know that this could have an effect on current and future generations, and it could possibly hinder sustainable development. Now, earlier I mentioned micro consequences of market failure. And these micro consequences include overpricing or underpricing, inefficiency in production or use of resources, which we saw earlier how, unemployment, depression could result in resources in an economy being idle, and so there's inefficiency in production and inefficiency in the usage of resources. So overpricing, this could take place because there is a lack of competition. And when there is a lack of competition, it could mean that the goods or services that are being provided within a market are scarce. Now, what would happen when there are scarce resources according to the law of demand? When resources are scarce, it generally puts upward pressure on prices. Firms will realize that the demand outweighs their supply and they will respond by increasing prices so that they can generate as much revenue as possible. Another possibility is underpricing. Now, underpricing would take place when goods or services are overproduced or there is a lack of demand, and so there is a glut or a surplus in the market. In order for firms to encourage people to buy these goods and services, they would reduce prices below even the market equilibrium in some cases. Now, underpricing could also occur when a firm has monopoly power and they are trying to force other firms out of the industry, or a firm has the monopoly power and they are trying to discourage other firms from entering that market. And so they use predatory pricing strategies to make the prices so low that it is impossible for other firms to compete, because they would have to sell their products at the same price or less to attract customers, and they would not be able to do so and maintain profitability. So this is also another consequence of market failure. Now, what did you learn today? I want you to challenge yourself. Write 5 sentences with the main points of the lesson just to see how much you remember. And I hope you remembered everything. Well, maybe that's not possible, but I hope you learned a lot as it relates to the consequences of market failure. Until next time.